Dear children, so here in this class we are discussing about the mainly about that media and democracy. So what is the role of the media in the democracy? Let's focus. So in a democracy, the media plays a very important role in providing news and discuss the events taking place in the country and the world. So they discuss the major events about this one. So it is a basis of this information of the citizens. For example, learn how government works. So in the lesson you can know about this one. Okay, there is a sequence about the gram panchayat. Some of the work has not done that. The media was highlighted and the question asked to the ministers, and immediately it was discussed in the what is it, legislative assembly. Then the minister visited to the places, and then the action has taken that. So these are all that example can be given that. So and often if they wish to, they can take action on the basis of these news stories. So some of the ways in the which they can do this is by writing letters to the concerned minister, organizing a public protest, starting a signature campaign, asking government to rethink its program. So there are different ways to do this one. Okay, so media also be one of the way to do this one. Given the role that the media plays in providing information, it is important that the informations be balanced. So here let us understand that what we mean by a balanced media report, reading two versions of the same news even to the next page. So you can see that the same information, a same matter, one event that would be reported in two newspapers. What is actually? Let's see that. So one is about that. It is um, what we call that, mm, news of News of India report. Another one is daily news services. There are two types are there. So crackdown on pulling out the factories. One is headline. Another one is closure of factories cause of unrest. So you could see that there are some of the informations have been given. So let me highlight the one of the point here. See, the government says the government says, from there to here you just focus on this. Government says that it has done a lot of relocated us relocated let us, but the area that they have sent to us there is no facility and have not been developed for the 5 years. So this is a thing what is majorly the Mr. Sharma, one of the factory owner, so said about this one. And another one is about here. It was in this newspaper. You could see that. Uh, so here, with our city gradually upcoming, India's new business hub, it is important to be in the clean and green city. So polluting factories should be moved. So like that it was given that. So let's focus on that. So here in the fact, it is you had read either newspaper, you would only know other side of the story. So if you had read the news of India, and you would be know about think of the protesters of the nuisance. So here they're disrupting traffic and continually polluting the city with their factories, leaves with a bad impression about them. Okay, this is how it is news of the India it's provide. But on the other hand, if the same event it's given the report in India Daily, you would know about that protest, or because a lot of livelihood will be lost if the factories close because the relocation effort have not been advocated. See how it is thinking. So how the matter, how it is. So the stories balance report. A balanced report is one of the discussions of all point of view in the particular story, and then leaves it to the readers to make it up their minds. So that the balanced report means what is that? We had seen that the News of India and then India Daily, they both given their opinions, but they should not give the opinion related to the matters. That they need to be picturized that balanced report. So in a for and against to that, both the concept has to be discussed there. So the reader means we need to be think about that what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so this is the way how the newspapers or media need to be work. So writing a balanced report, however, depends on the media being independent. So if it is not independent, no one should control and influence the coverage of the story or the news. So if it is hollow like that means, so that media will be what is that? It is like free bird, so they can be fly off in every matters. So no one should tell the media what can be included and what should not be included in a news story. So this is left to them. So nobody should be control them. So independent media is important in democracy. If the democratic country means it's everything, it's there's the right to freedom and this one. So they will get the chance to speak up and discuss about the matters and everything. But here, the major thing is about that as we read about, it is a basis of information that media provides that we take action as citizens. So it is important that it is information reliable and not biases. Okay, so but in India, it is provided much facilities for the media and they can report on anything that. So they then need not to be worry about the governments or the person or anything, so they can report on any negative matters and they can provoke the what is it the best thing. So recently we could see that there are many central governments or the state governments policies, the reopening of the schools, so such as discussions have done that one. So how media has played a role there. So they were collecting information from the parents and ministers and the government, other peoples like that. So they were providing the informations for the citizens, okay, for us. So in this way, we could sit at home and we can gain the knowledge about this one. So this is what that media should do in the democratic country. However, the reality it is that the media is a far from the independent. So this is mainly because of the two reasons. So, however, the reality it is media it is a far from independent. So there are two reasons. What is that? First, it is control though government has on the medium. So when the government prevents either a news item, a scene from a movie, or lyric of a song from being shared with the large public, this refers as a censorship. Okay, so you know that very well about that. If any movies comes means ready means they need to go for the censor committee. So they will watch the complete movie and they will suggest to the skip off the some of the scenes which are uh, arroganted to the society. So then once it is everything is ready, then they will give the certificate for that. So in the movies and all, in the beginning of the scene they will provide now that certificate. So that is the censor committee is going to give that. So like that in every media also be it will be there. So there have been periods in Indian history when government censored the media. So the worst of these in emergency between in 1975 to 1977. So there was an emergency. By the time the media lost all the control about this one. So by the time 1975 to 1972, almost 2 years. So they suffered a lot, and whatever the government is there, the same thing only they need to be telecast that. Okay, so this was controlled in a democratic country. Okay, while the government does continuous censor films, it does not really censor the media's coverage of news. Okay, so despite the absence of the censorship by the government, most newspapers nowadays still fail to provide a balanced story. So only they are focusing on the advertised matter, and you could see that some of see uh, just compare about in a 5 years back, there were news channels were less nowadays. So almost many are there in our local language also. We could see that many news channels are there. Okay, so they are ready to provide the informations that to broadcast in their channel first only. So that's why they are being hurry burry, and without collecting the complete information, they are all stepping to the to collect the broadcasting the whatever the little information they got it, that only they drag it and they will make it a news about this one. So this reason are complicated. Persons who research the media have said that this is happens because business has controlled the media. This is very important. Business has controlled the media. How it is at times, at times, it is in the interest of these businesses to focus on only one side of the story. Okay, so media's continual need of money and its links to the advertising means that is becomes difficult for media to be reporting against to the people who gave them advertisements. So this is very important. Advertisements are providing the money for the media. So you could see that in a new year or any other festivals, so that your politicians, other followers, and other any other electronic items, offers, and everything will be shown there, and it will be advertised there. So this role, why? Because of this. What is that? They wanted to be advertise their products. So they are going to provide the money for the medias. So here media is thus no longer considered independent because it's close links to the business. Okay, so how business are going to be dependent, based on that they are going to be on that. Beside the above, the media also tends to focus on the particular aspects of the story because they believe this makes the story interesting. So here also they also we want to increase the public support for an issue. They are often to do this focusing on the one side of the story. So they should not be like this. So they need to be in overall story. They need to be give that. Just I said no that as we discussed earlier, they are doing that only for the advertise matter. They are doing that. So there is one of the thing. What does TV do to us, and what can we do with this one? Okay, so just focus on this in your textbook, refer this one. Okay, so what to do and what not to do, simply I'm saying this one. Okay, so just focus on this one. uh, every advanced technologies or every advanced medias and everything, it is all for our gaining our knowledge. Okay, some of the channels or some of the events are there, those who are just for only advertisements are killing the time. Which are those and everything, it's there, you can refer it. So setting agendas. So what is that? Let's focus. So this is a me also we plays an important role in decision making and the what stories focus on. Therefore, decides on the what newsworthy. So this is called what is that? Setting a what is that goal or setting an ideas. So, for example, annual function at your school, it is unlikely to make a news. Is it not a matter about that to make it a news, everywhere? But if it is invited a famous personality in the society or actor or the those who are chief guests we are going to invite in the school, the person is attractive or the famous personality, then the media highlight the interest in covering this one. Okay, so in a DAV public school, they invited the chief guest of the annual day of the DAV public school was like this. Okay, so such as Shivram. Okay, so what is that? ISRO chairperson or the chief minister came to the chief guest as this one. So such as example, I'm saying that. So this is made that more covering about this one. By focusing on this particular issue, the media influences our thoughts, feelings, actions, and brings those issues to our attention. So what they have done, that what are the attractive things, that so why he came to the this school, and everything will be discussed then. So and whatever the major actions they have taken there, and everything will be discussed. So this makes that one of the awareness about this one. Due to this significant influence it plays in our lives and in shaping our thoughts, it is commonly said that the media is to set agenda. So the need to be set agenda. So they need not to be in the morning itself. They will be saying that some of the unwanted news itself. So it will be bored for that. So in the morning in a fresh mood, what they have to be shown that, and what are the important matters has to be shown, and some of the such as like a warrant. So some of the news we can be listed that, okay, events and all. So those are all not useful for us. Okay, so through that they can be, other than that they can be give that some other informations which is useful. So we need to be aware about the constitution, need to be aware about the democratic, so such as events agendas they need to be set it. So very recently, media drew our attention alarming the level of the pesticides of cold drinks. Okay, this is very important. Whatever drinking that cola, Coca-Cola, and like that. So they published report that indicates the high level of the pesticides, and this is made us aware about this one. So pesticides. So some of the farmers, those who are knowing about this one, which was used in a Coca-Cola, that they were started to spray on the plants as pesticides. So this was successful. So some of the farmers successful about this one, and this was published in the newspaper also. So it shows that what is that the quality and safety measures of the product. So this also be one of the role of the media. They did this despite the government's resistance by boldly declaring that colas were unsafe. So, in covering this story, the media positively helped to the focus on the issues, and because they are also be responsible for the citizen or the society. So, in this way, they are also be done the very good work. So that government has taken the initial stages. So there are several what is that instance when the media fails their focus. So such as drinking water is a major problem in the country. So every year thousands of the people are suffered and dies because of this unsafe water. So this was not going to be discussed then. Okay, this is one of the failures such as we can be listed. You can also be listed that, okay, in your surrounding areas the roads are not proper, drinking water is not available properly, and majorly some of the other constructions such as nearby the factories which is not be allowed in a urban areas. Okay, so that industrial areas only they need to be constructed. So surrounding our areas only they constructing, the media is not taking care of this one. So such things are going to be focused by the media, but they are going to be failed. As well-known Indian journalist wrote how the fashion weeks and the clothes design shows a new creation rich people from the front page headlines. Okay, so these are all not much required for that one. Okay, uh, very same week they need to be discussed on these which are majorly required for that. So the drinking water, okay, majorly the poverty and slum areas, how it is going to be demolished in Mumbai. So such as thing has to be, they need to be focused, but they focus on mainly what is that which is brings the more advertisement. Okay, though only for the money matter. So that citizens of the democracies, media has very important in our life. So through the media we can hear about the issues related to the working of the government, and will be discussed about this one, sets agenda. And government can at a time prevent the media from the publishing a story, and this called the censorship. And nowadays media's close relationships to the business, and this is balanced report, difficult to combine that. So when it is combined with the business, definitely their money matter, and because of this one, the bare balanced report, it is difficult to come back combine. So aware that factual, what is it, formation, information, and the news reported provide often not complete, can be done one side. So overall everything this one, the media need to be focused in a all the way, whole side or all side of the news, and then they need to be published that, instead of hurry burry to says that, oh, it is in our channel only first, so we are only providing that, it's only exclusive only in this channel. So instead of this one, if they give that exactly, and quality of the news means, definitely they'll go for that. Or instead of the serials, instead of the other reality shows and all, they need to provide the some of the information, such as in many other what is that, quiz programs such as to be conducted. So then it is more informative, attractive, and also be improve the knowledge of the people. So here local media, so how it is local media need to be work, and everything it is given here. So just focus about different crops and advertise them, and the seeds and fertilizers, and how it is going to be affect, and everything will be given. So just focus on this one, so you will be gain the knowledge about this. Okay, so this is about the lesson, understanding the media. So in the next videos we are going to discuss about the another lessons.